Dun, 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 pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered T. Tuthill is compelled to become Kinneas, the Skydude. Episode number 4, back on track. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kinneas here. Oh, man. So, the last time we were with our hero, I mean, things were starting great. Day 1 was perfect. Got a couple of missions in. Everything was pretty flawless. And then all of a sudden, bam, setbacks. And then things started going good again for a little while. And then everything went belly up yesterday. And nothing was working right. Our Skydude's interface, the Neofly interface, which you're looking at now here, we could pick jobs all day long, but they weren't assigning. So no matter what airport we started at, the jobs just wouldn't take. And then if they would take, and we would get the voiceovers from our headquarter dispatch, halfway through the mission, it would bug out again. And we were getting lots of errors. Basically the error was, you find it here, I think it's still here on this screen. Okay, yes. Waiting for matching plane and location. Oh, that's, you can't see that. That's in the simulator here. So it's the Neopad. So when after you pick a job, you've got all these little checks that pop up to make sure, to let you know everything's set right before you take off. But this one here, waiting for matching plane and location, couldn't get rid of it. So when you create a character in Neofly, you set your home base. And my home base is Meadow Lake, K-Fly. Okay. So I would fly back over to K-Fly and set up a mission, and nothing was working right. So after struggling with the live stream yesterday to try to troubleshoot, I was hoping during the live stream we could figure it out. Actually,
everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. Is we want to hear our dispatch, and that's what was not happening yesterday when we were trying to troubleshoot. Let me turn this back off here. Okay. So I just stuck with it and stuck with it and stuck with it and kept going over every screen and going back through the guide. And okay, so I want to show you something. And if you're having this problem, this is hopefully going to fix it for you as well. This is also, and I haven't tested it yet. We're going to find out on this live stream whether this is the problem that was stopping me from doing the tests as well. And I suspect it was. Okay, so let me show you what happened. Get back over to Neofly. All right. In Neofly here, okay, here's where you pick your jobs, right? So we pick our job, and then you can go to the hangar to get your insurance, to sell your aircraft, or bring this aircraft to pilot location. So you might be at a location, but it thinks your plane is somewhere else, like your home base. So you might have to use this, and I did. That wasn't the solution, though. I kept doing this, and sometimes it'd say, "Hey, your plane's there," but then in the job screen on the Neopad, it would say the same thing, that it's not there. It's awaiting pilot and aircraft. Okay. Here's also where you can set up your fuel. You can do hull maintenance. And you can tune up the engine, which I should probably do. We're at 98.8%. I've been babying it, and it's still, things get shaken up in the air no matter what, the vibrations and all. So anyway, it hasn't been too expensive. The most expensive one so far was like $300. So $100 to tune up. Yeah, okay. All right. Now let me get to where the problem was. So as we were doing these missions, if you were to review or remember yesterday's attempt in number 3 to troubleshoot, it kept showing that KFCS was where we were at. All right. But that's not the airport we chose to start. My airport is K-Fly, Meadow Lake. Okay, so let me go to this pilot career screen. This should be an entirely different the location should be in the hangar. This should be grouped with your hangar, I think, because this is where all the confusion was. And right now I am at KFCS. I just finished landing here, and before the transmission started, I wanted to make sure that things were still running right, and did a quick little run from Colorado Springs Municipal over to here and got some more money, and now we're up to 24,043. We're a little over 15, I think, at the end of yesterday before things went haywire. So and all night, once I figured it out, I just kept grinding missions to see if it would fail at all, or, you know. Okay, so here's what happened. Somehow or another, during live stream number 2, I think that's where it happened. We landed here and dropped off some cargo, and without flying back to K-Fly, I set up another job from here to go to the Will Rogers Shrine. But then everything glitched out. So if you refer to live stream 2, you'll see that I started a job here, wondering if I could. It seemed to work out fine, but then everything went haywire, and it wouldn't really complete. But we went back to K-Fly to try to conclude it, and then I'm like, oh, I started it at KFCS. I need to go back there. So we flew all the way back over here, and it did conclude. I'm like, okay, well, now I can go back to my home base or wherever and start another job. That's where the problem started. For whatever reason, dear viewer, KFCS locked in as the location. This should change no matter where you're at. I mean, so if I were to leave right now and go to another airport, when I land and come to this screen, this should reflect the airport that I'm at. It wasn't doing that. So as I was moving around yesterday, I noticed that on the map, it kept showing your tower, my tower where I'm supposed to be at, or where I started from, as KFCS. Okay. So it dawned on me, it's locked somehow. It's locked into thinking that that's my home base when that's not. So I was in Pueblo at KPUB, KPub. And I came here and I pressed this button. Move the pilot to a new location. Okay. When you press that option, you get move pilot, enter an ICAO, or select an aircraft location. Okay. So I typed in KPub because I was in Pueblo, and made sure that the plane was here. And I don't know what NOHUB is, but I changed it to KPub and I hit it. And I got a message. I wonder what'll happen if I type it here. I'm not moving. I'm actually at the same airport. It should tell me I'm already there, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't glitch things out again. Destination must be different than pilot location. Okay. So it did. It updated. Once I selected KPub and hit it, it changed to KPub. And then all of a sudden everything's no, actually, let me back up. Things didn't immediately work. For whatever reason, I went back to the hangar and I clicked this, bring this aircraft to this pilot location. So I clicked this and it said, do you want to move your aircraft to this location for like $650? Yeah, okay, whatever. Sure enough. So it moved, it moved the aircraft over to KPub. And then bam, here comes the audio. Good day, Captain. And everything's just working fine. So I picked a job. Here comes the dispatcher. Everything's great. Everything's working perfectly. Okay. So then I spent the next several hours just running back and forth, short little hops between Colorado Springs Municipal KFCS, KPub, just in this triangle. And I just kept doing these small little missions between all three of them, seeing if it would glitch out again. And if it would retain what it would do, you know, what it would do here in the pilot's screen again. Would it stay locked at KPub or would it update? And so far, it is now unlocked or whatever was causing it to glitch and stay locked at KFCS. No matter where I'm at now, it's updating properly and all the missions are working right. So it paid off because everybody else so far, I'm asking questions and like, have you uninstalled? Have you uninstalled and reinstalled? Oh, I don't want to do that. Come into our Discord and do this and we'll provide you support. And I'm like, you just don't have an answer. So I didn't want to do any of that. And I just kept at it. And so we figured it out. For the sake of the storyline, you know, the Skydude storyline, the guys back at Skydude's headquarters have been laughing at Kinneas the entire time. First day, they were a little bit shocked. Wow. He did those first two missions just fine. Beginner's luck, you know, beginner's luck. Haha. He ain't gonna make it though. And then after the setbacks and everything, and the crash and all the horrible things that happened after the first day, yeah, they're convinced I'm gonna wash out. I'm gonna wash out. So for storyline reasons, we'll say that somebody, well, one, they didn't inform me about this location button. And two, somebody caused it to glitch and stay locked on KFCS. The nefariousness of it all, ladies and gentlemen. The nefariousness of it. It's just a storyline. All right, so our hero's back in business. And now we can, let me show you, hopefully now, Murphy's Law just hasn't suddenly kicked in. And everything's going to work fine. So let's just do a short little hop right back over to Colorado Springs. Thinking about moving up the road towards Castle Rock in Denver and see if we can get some more different types of missions. Also, I am thinking that was the mistake I was making with down here in the qualifications panel and training. I would select this mission here in New Mexico. And I'll show you, it tells you need to move your pilot to New Mexico, and then there'll be a plane in your hangar, which you can select. So I would spend the money, and it would take the money, and I would get there, and I just couldn't select the plane. So I had to just keep canceling it out. I blew so much money trying to figure out what was going on with this, and I still think this might be the solution. We'll try this in a minute. Let's get a job here. So KCOS and click it and let me cross my fingers. Your viewer?
Transporter from dispatch.
Yeah.
It's a cargo mission today. When you check the payload in the flight plan, please release the parking brake to start.
We're in business, folks.
The ground crew are loading the cargo. Stand by.
We've done it. We have done it. So if that has been your problem, I was on Reddit and everything else. I was searching everything and I couldn't find one person that said, hey man, it's your location button. Everybody's like, oh, I've got the same problem. And have you tried uninstalling and reinstalling? And so far that's all it seems to be. Okay.
Transporter, cargo is loaded. You can start your mission.
Now that's what we want to hear. That's just bliss right there. Okay. So now, let's get back over to the simulator. And again, I apologize for everything going wrong yesterday. And plus the scene switching, the mistakes. I was frustrated. Now I was making mistakes. I was forgetting to turn off, change screens. Okay, so we're back in the simulator now. Or we'll be in a second. Okay, now I should have everything already set up. I can just turn it on and...
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
and we are heading east.
Kinneas 21 taxi 2 and hold short of runway tree 1 using taxiway Bravo. Contact tower on 125.5 when ready.
Okay. Oh, I think we're supposed to add some more weight. See, we've got a message here. Missing payload, no bonus XP granted. So if you get one of those, come up here to your weights. Well, first of all, let's come click that and see how much do they want. They wanted us to be at 494 pounds. Come up here and click your weight and balances. We want to get this number here, 494. Grab your payload button. Start.
Kinneas 21, did you copy?
One moment. There's 460. We got to be. There's 500. Okay. Payload matching. Payload realism XP granted at the end of the flight. Let's acknowledge this guy. Oops. That's fine. I think our altimeter is still 2992, but I'll check the weather.
Colorado Springs Airport information, India 1600 Zulu. Wind calm.
Yeah, 2992.
Visibility.
So we don't have to adjust anything there. Okay, so once we got our payload up to 500, we got payload required 494 in green now, and we get a +6. To experience, I guess. All right, we don't need that anymore. And click the info button, and excuse me. And now there's no other messages. We're good to go. Everything's fine. Dandy, dandy, dandy. Okay. Now I'm trying to baby the plane. So, we're not going to be going entirely as fast as we could. After takeoff. And this plane is, if you haven't tuned in before, the Cessna 152 is, as I understand, really, really old. And it's not a fast flyer. That's not what they're going to give you when you first start. There are other planes you can pick to choose from to start with, but none of them are going to be high performance or have any advanced features. So you're going to be logging along. I do believe last night when I was at the Pueblo airport, I started, now I'm able to start receiving other types of missions. And then once we get to Colorado Springs, we'll try doing one of those tests and see if we can qualify to get the Cessna Skyhawk. Pardon me, I'm cross-arming things here. Whoops. I cleaned up my desk for the live stream. Stuff's all over the place. So yeah, try as they might to stop Kinneas from becoming a Skydude. Today, the victory is ours. Curses, I can hear them saying. Curses. Curses and drats. What is a drat? Any drats? Make sure flaps are back up. That's been sticking too. Been noticing that. Is my flaps button. I'm gonna have to find some videos on how to take apart this particular joystick and potentially clean it. It's getting quite old and it has a lot of sentimental value. That's why I haven't moved up to a fancy a fancy HOTAS. Is that what they call them? A HOTAS joystick setup?
Have a safe journey, pilot.
Yeah.
That's some load you have there.
Wow. The mouth on you, lady. Oh, you mean the cargo. Why, yes. Quite the load. Okay. Wow. That was a new message for me. It took me by surprise. So now I'm all speechless and can't remember what I was talking about. Well, yes, babying the aircraft. Let me trim up a little bit, and now that we're up off the ground, drop our speed and level out. Okay. We'll probably set up now with the airport if we wanted to, but let's see here.
Kinneas 21 Colorado Springs Tower. Altimeter 29er.9er, 2 wind calm fly, left downwind runway 17 right.
17 right. Okay, they still haven't fixed the terrain glitch here. The terrain doesn't do that ahead of us. It just like plateaus suddenly. And try messing with different settings. It's not us, it's whatever reason Bing, but they haven't fixed that yet. It's like the plane knows where it's going for once. I have my hand off the control. We're almost straight and level, and it's doing the
Kinneas 21, please acknowledge.
It's doing the right turns. I also discovered Steve. You can't see him. He's my invisible co-pilot who I've been referring to. He's been handling the radios normally. I found out that Steve can handle the taxiing. Now, I tried to be a patient person, and taxiing is not my favorite thing at all, because in certain airports it can take a while. And if you want to assign your Steve the job of getting you to the runway, come up here under your flight assistant. Just, if we could relabel this, just call it Steve. And you can turn on AI piloting. So once you get clearance from the tower and your runway assigned, after you've done that, and you get your taxi ribbon to take you out to the runway, then select AI piloting, and Steve will, your Steve will take you out to your runway. If you leave Steve on and do not disengage him at that point, once you reach your desired runway, he'll take off. But unless you also set your flight plan up from the main menu. So let's say you're going to plan for a job, and I wanted to go to Pueblo, and I went back to the main menu and I set the same flight up in the main menu. Then I came in and turned the job on and took off. Then Steve would know where he's going. But if not, he'll just take off and keep going forward. So remember, if you do walk away, Steve will take off if you don't switch him off, and he will he'll just keep going. Okay, so this is 35 right. We need to go around and land at the other end of this runway. So it definitely does matter if you keep your throttle in the green, because when I was trying things and just like flooring it, keeping it open the whole way, with this particular plane, when you open the throttle up all the way, let me zoom in over here. When you open up the throttle over the way, you will redline. Well, I suppose it depends on your mixture setting as well. But on takeoff and everything else, it will redline. If you leave it there, the more wear and tear it seems to do on the engine, and that makes total sense. You weren't here for my last landing over there at FCS before I started, and something has changed. It's a minor thing. It's not a big deal, but something has changed. Is in all of the streams so far, when I've made a request to land, we get our bounding boxes, you know, our traffic pattern entry and the boxes that in the HUD that take you all the way down to the runway. With the last flight over to KFCS and this one now, even though I'm here, we don't have the landing boxes, and I wasn't in the options to do anything like that, as far as I know, unless I was delusional or some sort of alter ego kicked in and made some changes that I was completely unaware of. But make left downwind 17 right. See, we've got our runway clearance up here. Look over our shoulder, see where's the runway. Usually make your turn once it's behind your shoulder and flare out a little tiny bit. Doesn't really matter. I can let me add a little bit of flaps and see if the button works. Good, it engaged. That one has been sticking like mad. Right here. Okay, make our turn. And add full flaps. And
21 wind calm, cleared to land runway 17 right.
throw a whole lot of rudder here. Yeah, not what we want to hear. Tip that nose down. That's a stall. Throwing a whole lot of rudder here to try to throw the back end around as I fall.
Kinneas 21, please acknowledge.
One moment, please.
Charlie Oscar 90, automated
What?
weather observation.
We have touchdown.
Contact ground
Welcome.
on 121
Please vacate the runway and proceed to parking.
And that is exactly what you want to hear.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Well, that's not a taxi. Mine eyes. I'm getting older. My eyes are getting bad. Nighttime flying, I love doing it, but it's hard. Especially these taxi lights. I understand the blue lights, but they're hard for me to read at night. And you know, they have electric paint now. And they could, if they wanted to, and I'm hoping that they do in the future, is all of these paint stripes that you see, if they use the electric paint, they can run a current through it and it illuminates. So airports will look more like, you know, like Tron or something, and which would make it a heck of a lot easier to, if you have some sort of, like, I don't know what the term is, like a dimension problem. I have a tough time seeing the arrows or the lights as like a 3D, and spatially it messes me up. I am so happy. There's nothing more embarrassing than that second. Well, what was to be the second live stream? I eventually did it the next day, but that the second day was when I had joystick failure and these brake sticking problems, and had to start over. That's when I said, "You please remember, even though it seems like a lot, you know, paying for your insurance, just freak accidents can happen, you know, a throttle sticking or something like that, like it happened to me, and all of a sudden your plane takes off and you crash. And if you're just starting in the career mode, I don't know why it slows down here. If you're just starting in career mode, you won't have enough rank to get good enough insurance to get a new plane or to fix your plane. So I really, unless you're pro, you think, I can try it. Getting by with that insurance, go for it. Not me. I'm sold. All right. Now, hopefully we're in the right parking spot and switch off.
Transporter.
Yes.
Cargo unloading in progress.
Yes.
Stand by, pilot.
Yes. Woohoo. Just to make sure everything is good, keep an eye on our money up here. We're at 23,784. Did it already pay us?
Transporter for
Nope.
dispatch.
25,924.
The customer. Your mission is completed.
Thank you. I updated my avatar to be
You are clear to start your engine.
a clean-shaven, somewhat fat-faced, bespectacled. Is that the right word? When you wear spectacles? Bespectacled? Probably not a word. Either way, somebody wearing glasses, kind of a round face, clean-shaven. Yeah, on a good day when I'm clean-shaven. But the other ones are like, you know, the only one I could find with glasses and maybe somewhat like beard stubble either look like what's his name from Breaking Bad, Heisenberg, or, you know, they all look too skinny and young and swarthy. So I had to find somewhat, you know, somewhat mannered looking man like the Clark Kent type. So yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. That's a much better avatar for me right now. Excellent. Okay. We're in great shape. So now I want to find out if that was the key to doing your qualification and testing. Okay. So let's go through this. Here's what happened. If you're doing this for the first time, and I think you'll see how I got confused. Okay. Choose your test location. NMO3, Grant Beasley in New Mexico. And this is the test aircraft, the Cessna 122 Skyhawk Classic. I want it. Okay. I don't really care for the Savage. I mean, they're all right. I'm not really a bush pilot, and I don't like tail draggers. I really don't, but preference. Love the Skyhawk though. Okay. Let's do it. Okay, would you like to take the qualification test? A, yes. I blew so much money yesterday. Okay, the Cessna Skyhawk Asobo has been reserved for you at NMO3 with the qualification test preloaded. Go to NMO3 and assign your pilot to the aircraft. Okay. So I'm thinking, okay, let's go back to the simulator and let's exit out to the main menu and go to NMO3. That's what I thought it meant. That's not what it means. They should be a little bit more clear. Okay. Then they said the plane is waiting for you when you're in the hangar once you get there. Okay. So I loaded up a new flight, moved, started and set up a spot at NMO3, came in here, went to the hangar, back to the Neofly screen. Okay. And here it says manage your aircraft. Here's the Cessna Skyhawk. And you're supposed to assign yourself to the airplane. So click the no pilot option here and choose yourself. No pilot with qualification available at NMO3. Like I'm right here. I am at NMO3. Okay, maybe I have to deselect myself out of being a pilot over here in this plane. This is the one that I'm currently assigned to. Okay, so let me click this, choose a pilot. Let me empty this and make myself available to load into this plane. No pilot with qualification A available at NMO3. So you see, your viewer, how I got messed up right there. And then after last night, tried this. I'm like, bring the aircraft to pilot location. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Let's see if this works now. Let's go over to our pilot option again. Now we go to location. Now you understand what I'm saying. This button should be with the hangar button and or in the instructions when it says change your location, it should hyperlink you. There should be a hyperlink to at least bring you to this career screen to change your location here. I'm betting. Put it all on red. Let's see if it works. We need NMO3. And I don't know if we, yeah, I'll change it right here. Cessna Skyhawk Asobo. And let's see what happens. You really want to move your pilot to NMO3? What? They're going to... No, are they really? 3,392? Oh. I guess they're going to get you either way. Well, I don't know. It's fake money. Who cares? Let's do it. All right. So now we are at NMO3 here. Let's go back to our hangar. Can we assign ourselves? Look at that. Bet it all on red and I won, Captain. That's it. That was it. Now I don't know how to start the thing. Now I'm wondering what to do because now I haven't been to this point before. There's no start under jobs. I wouldn't think it's listed under jobs. Okay, we've got the plane. And don't know. It says it's preloaded. So yeah, here's where I'm kind of stuck, and I'm gonna probably have to go back to the guide. It'll stay there. Selected, and all you can do is trash them. And I don't see any other screen that says start it. So now what do you do in the simulator? Now in the simulator, you go to NMO3. You can try it. I should probably just go look at the guide at this point. Let's do that. Okay, Neofly guide. One moment here. And I'll have a screen open for you for this in just a moment. Guide Neofly. And here's the testing. Hangar. I don't know what FBO is. Missions. Those are missions. Transfer pilot. That's where I finally found transfer pilot. This is interesting. This doesn't actually, let me show you. Let me get the screen set up here. I'll use here. Okay, so I'm looking at the guide. We're looking at the guide. But if we look in here, I don't see anything for, unless the FBO is fixed-based operator and optional add-on. So that's not what we want. There's no testing. Where's the tests? Prepare to track your flight. Do. Look under missions again. See if there's anything for that. VIPs. I don't like that pizza stuff. No, there isn't. There is nothing at the moment. In this guide. So, Let me look on YouTube. I mean, that's where the best pilots are doing their thing anyway, right? Qualifications. Neofly, old qualification missions. Better rating your first mission, how to make money. Awesome, free out on new qualification missions, DA6. Put in tests. That's using the old Neofly. Baron qualification. Well, let me open one up and go and set it so you can see what I'm looking at here. And that's the old way to do it. License test. That's flight sim. Qualification mission, Airbus. Hey, Brad sucks. Really? Well, let me just go ahead and click this and see if Dad Pirate Sim has the answer.
Welcome.
Howdy. Thank you.
Fly qualification mission. We're going to do the twin turboprop. And this is not your typical twin turboprop. This is the Airbus H135 mod freeware.
let me make a disclaimer right here. For whatever reason, I didn't check the stats on this or the status. I'm not really sure how to do that at the moment. And he might have his settings set to where I can't play any of his content in my video. Hopefully it's set to standard or Creative Commons, and there isn't. If so, I apologize. I'm probably going to have to cut out whatever follows. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to get a copyright strike.
Cool. It's they admit it's in beta, and it's still got some bugs to work out, but
Boy, does it.
it's definitely cool that they're trying to bring this to Microsoft and or Microsoft Flight Simulator. They've done a good job so far. So everybody needs to support them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Urge them to keep going with
Rah, rah, rah. Go, go, go.
mods out there. So we're in Washington State at Burnt Ridge,
Let's speed up here.
and
I don't see him using any of those screens. There it goes.
I think it's about 40 miles to
So that's what the old
Whiskey 8,
version used to look like.
which is
This may not help us at all.
is up here near Elma. So we're going to Elma Municipal Airport. Definitely some clouds in the area, so I think we'll be picking our way through these. Hopefully we'll be able to stay visual the whole way. My plan is to fly this VFR. We've got all green lights, except for motors not on. So let's crank this thing up and
No, that doesn't help us.
go get qualified for twin turboprops.
Gads. All right. Well, Well, like I said, then the next thing I could do is go into the simulator itself and see what happens if we move ourselves over there. Let me double check the jobs again just to see if it shows up as a job. I wouldn't think so, but I don't see anything. Okay. So, close this. Set it back to Neofly. And let's see what happens in the simulator if we just go back out. I'm wondering if we have to set the plane as well. It says it'll be a preloaded mission. I don't know. NMO3. That's the proper place. The right airplane. And set ourselves at ramp 8 parking, like on the runway. I have a feeling this isn't going to work, but I don't know. Never, don't know.
First step, start your engines according to the aircraft procedure.
Nice. Okay, maybe this is the thing. Maybe this is what you're supposed to do. That was hopeful. Freaked out for a minute. Looked down and I didn't think my microphone was active this whole time. I'm like, oh no, please don't tell me that the microphone was dead. Okay. So that's loading. Even though this loads up in here, you may have to come over here to Neofly. This doesn't auto connect unless you change it to in the settings. So I'm going to connect it. Okay, payload required 170 pounds. It says start the engine as per required. Okay, come down here, pull the fuel valve or push it in. Let's get our mixture set. Normally they want it rich. I don't know what altitude we're at. We're still pretty high, so about there. That was a little bit of throttle. Master avionics. Battery. Strobe, nav, taxi, landing, beacon. I think the fuel pump is on for like 10 seconds or a couple of seconds, then off. Or it's off after takeoff. Check the checklist. And lazy. Just so excited. Okay. These are almost unloading. Enter, 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 enter. Checking again. Okay.
Now that the engine is running,
Excellent.
taxi to the runway. Don't exceed 25 knots while taxiing. Align with the runway and take off.
Nice. Let's get a outside view for a minute here and figure out what we're dealing with. Yeah, we are in New Mexico. Okay. Okay. You know what we should do? We probably can do. See what happens. Shift P. Did the plane stop? Well, that's fine. Because I wanted this guy to see if he'll push us up onto the but she wants us to taxi. I was gonna say he'll push us, but he'll push us up onto the runway. Let me turn him off because she said she wanted to see us taxi at under 25. Get more mixture. Hello. You stuck? What's going on? What did I click? I hit something wrong. Now I'm froze. I went out, came back, and now my controls are frozen. That's not good. Okay. Now I don't even hear the radio working. Let's restart and see what happens. Well, we know that that is what you do. Boy, they really get you for the your flight over there. Oh no, are we bugged again? Now I don't hear anything. Now she's not talking to us. That's working, but we've lost our communication with headquarters. Tell us to start up. Line with the runway and take off. Well, we'll see what happens. That's all we can do. We're gonna cut through you, pal. Okay, we got our taxi. Do. Flaps are all right. All right. Sounds like my pitch trim is linked to something else. I'm hearing clicking.
We are now in the air.
Great.
Remember that here at NEOFLY, we have to take care of our cargo and passengers. Don't bank or pitch too much for the entire flight. Now, climb to 1,000 feet AGL.
You know, without knowing the elevation, did she even tell us the elevation at any point? Well, we'll climb until we get see if we get a green mark.
Kinneas 2-1 Albuquerque Center. Squawk 0243. Kinneas 2-1 radar contact 3 miles north of November Mike 0 tree 8,300 feet. Altimeter 29.92. Kinneas 2-1 contact Denver Center on 128.375. Good day. Kinneas 2-1 Denver Center altimeter 29.92. Continue as planned.
Yeah, I should have paid attention when we took off what our was dumb.
Now do a U-turn. Remember to
Oh.
watch your bank angle.
Still didn't get a green on the climb to 1,000 feet AGL. She's not asking at the moment for a steep turn.
Kinneas
runway.
Now climb to 3,000 feet AGL. Maintain the same heading.
It does say that you can take the test over as many times as you want, but the cost you every time. Cucamonga. Oh, we're still climbing.
Now, fly a complete circle and maintain the exact same altitude.
Okay. Need to get into straight and level flight. If easing off the throttle a little bit helps. Maybe not. Come on. Come on. Dang it. When you turn, your wing has a tendency to dip and you have a tendency to drop your nose anyway. So it's interesting trying to keep the right amount of Coordinated turn, I think they call it.
Now go back to the departure airport. Align with the runway and do a touch and go. A landing vertical speed of more than minus 400 feet per minute will not allow you to pass the qualification.
Touch and go, huh? Where is runway? Ah. I wish it would say what she said about the 400 feet per minute. What? Do a touch and go, and then what? Just go back and do a touch and go, and doesn't give us the rest of what she said. Oh, no bueno. No less or no more than? Minimize this. This is taking up an awful lot of real estate. Yeah, and it doesn't give us the rest. Oh, they said don't jostle about.
Well done. You can now fly a traffic pattern and do your final landing.
Okay. Think. So raise the flaps back up. And I don't know if they want us to use ATC to announce if that's what we're doing. 16:35. Oh. Dude. Entry. App's not go. Come on. Can't see a thing. See where we're going. Not able to get any wind under my wings. Some speed. I could be wrong. I'm thinking it's left-hand entry, but hey, we'll know more in a minute. I haven't really kept an eye on where it's going. We didn't see it dip down behind us. Still don't. They do want it right. I do want a right hand pattern. Okay, well. Yeah. Do. Okay.
Well done. Now taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Okay. One of our dudes still down there. Mm-hmm. Come on.
Congratulations. You passed your qualification. Have a nice day.
Luck. I thought she was going to get me on the coordinated turn for sure. I thought she was going to get me the whole time. I'm always nervous taking tests. So we did it. All right. So now what does that mean for us here? I wonder if, I think that just qualifies us to have the plane now. And we would still have to raise like 400,000 to buy it. I think. And I suppose unless we want to fly all the way back to Colorado Springs, they're going to charge us to relocate the the pilot and the plane again, or the at least, yeah. Yeah, under jobs we can't select the Yeah, now that we're back in the hangar, it's not available. Let's go back to testing. Oh, we got 2 stars. I don't know now if we have to take another test, an entirely different one with a different plane, get our 3rd star. All right. So we've been on for about almost an hour and a half. Or if I just want to stop there, because we've covered everything, and now the rest is just until I decide to move to a different location. Just kind of running these jobs, these simple jobs. We do have, check this out. Now we got, well, maybe that's just for this location here. Fire zone flights. Those are new. All of these are illuminated now. And what are these? These are emergencies. I wonder if, I don't know if these are the live ones or not. This add-on is supposed to take live emergencies in the real world and convert them into missions. So I don't know if those are them or not. You have met the following requirements. Follow your objectives in flight. There's nothing to do. Here's some of those earlier messages, huh? That's kind of what I was talking about yesterday on the map. Actually, let me show you in here. Here was where I found out that it kept us at FCS. So again, if you find yourself bugged and you're getting that error, by using this map in here, it kept showing me when a job is loaded, it'll show a golden tower of where you're supposed to, where your takeoff point is. And you might find that it has switched you over to a different airport. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it there because the rest is just going to be, unless that's really what you wanted to see, is running more missions now. But you've seen these, everything that I'm going to do to build up some money. Now it's just kind of a small grind, I think, for right now, until I can get enough money to buy another plane. I really want that Cessna Skyhawk. That's kind of what I want. I'm going to need a helicopter. And I want to get back to Colorado, so I'm going to have to transfer myself. So today was a total triumph, dear viewer. We have not been thwarted. We have not been stopped. Oh yeah, check out. Let me show you this screen on Neofly. That's what I'm talking about. If you can see my mouse movement, I can't zoom in on this map, I don't think. But you see this little golden tower where it shows like a mission. This was like a mission earlier to Pueblo. And this kept saying KFCS. Even though I had started the mission over at Meadow Lake, or I had started the mission someplace else, it was locked on KFCS, this icon. So if that's what's happening to you and you set up a flight at a location, but on your maps, you're getting an icon that looks like that, add another one, go into your pilot screen and change your location to where you're currently at, and then start a job. All right. Well, I hope that helps, and I will see you tomorrow. I feel bad. I mean, because just kind of done all that, and now I'm wondering if I should start another one after a break. And if you just want to follow along and see me grind out some missions, so I might do that. It's not going to be like a whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm kind of giddy that I've made it this far. So if I start another one, I don't know if I'll call it Skydude 5. I just might title it, a practice or a grind. Maybe it'll be number 5. Just maybe that's it. Just number 5, the grind. We'll see. If so, I'll try to give you at least an hour or 2 heads up. Thank you for all your support. Like and subscribe. The notify button at the top. When the live streams pop up before I launch them, there's a notify on the video, so you can click that as well to stay notified. I haven't seen anybody pop in the chat yet. Please don't be shy. Please do come in and say hello, especially if I know you from, let's say, the Star Trek gaming community or conventions or anything else. However you know me, please don't be shy. Don't be a lurker. Come in and say hello. Really appreciate it. Thank you for taking even a minute out of your day to watch something like this and help me out with some views. So bless you. Thank you. All right. Until next stream.